So I took some roast pumpkin and I cooled it down a little and shredded it up. I'm coarse chopping some rosemary. I've got 1 onion and 4 cloves of garlic cooking out in some olive oil. I'm now going to add our roast pumpkin, or you could use butternut squash. You need about 2 pounds for this dish. If you roast a huge cheddar squash, as I did, you're going to have extra squash. Download our pumpkin soup recipe with poblanos. It's a lovely use up for the other half of the pumpkin. Now we're going to let this turn into kind of a soupy sauce. We're going to add chicken stock to cover, or vegetable stock if you want to make this dish vegetarian. We're going to add that fresh rosemary, salt and pepper, of course, and a little grated nutmeg, which is fabulous with pumpkin and butternut squash, of course. And then the big garnish for this dish, once we toss it with the pasta, is sage butter. To make sage butter, you melt butter in a small skillet, add your sage leaves, and let them cook until the butter browns and the leaves are crispy. Then you take them out and let them rest on a little paper towel, and you use that as your big ta-da, your big garnish. There we go. Meanwhile, we're going to drop our pasta. We'll shake. We're going to drop our pasta right here. Whenever you drop dried pasta, you salt the water as if it were seawater. It literally has to be nice and salty because it's the only chance you get to flavor the pasta itself. I'm going to add 1 pound of bucatini, or I love farro or whole wheat pasta with this dish as well. And you want that in about 6 quarts of boiling water for every 1 pound of pasta. And you want to cook this 1 minute shy of the package directions. If the package says 8 minutes, cook it 7, because when you toss it to marry it with the sauce, it will continue to cook. The next thing to remember is right before you drain this, keep a mug full of your starchy, salty cooking water. That's very important to emulsify the sauce onto the pasta. So I'm going to just babysit this. When we come back, we're going to put everything together. I'm also going to toast up some pumpkin seeds for crunch, and I'm going to shred up a little bit of kale. Oh, let me just show you how to pull kale. Now, this is just a bonus. I throw this in at the very end to give it texture and a little bit of color. To stem kale, this is Tuscan kale, just like chard, curl your fingers over and just pull the green away from the stem and thinly, thinly, thinly slice it. To finish the pumpkin pasta, I take the bucatini. I've just wilted in my little bit of shredded kale for texture and color. You take your bucatini, you add half of your cup of your starchy, salty cooking water. You add good, fatty, fruity olive oil to the pan. And you add some cheese, a little freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano, and you marry the pasta to the sauce. This is with all dried pastas. That's why we need to take the pasta out before it gets to al dente, or to the tooth, or to the bite, because it's going to keep cooking while you're doing this process. Oh, God, that smells so good. I can't concentrate to talk to you, really. So the last splash of cooking water, more extra virgin olive oil, and our cheese, saving some to pass at the table, obviously. Marry that together with the kale, the onions, the garlic, the shredded roast pumpkin. Beautiful. And then, boy, that's hard to even lift. You drizzle over your brown butter, and then we crumble on our crispy sage, pile that up, and then we finish with our crunchy toasted pepitas. Yum!